Introducing you to corporate welfare, the EBT card for billionaires. God bless the people of Kansas City and Jackson County. And I'll tell you why right here on The Bullock, the most genuine news show on YouTube out of Miami, Florida. So let's do it.
So why isn't it being happening? Well,
just days after the child was killed by a stray bullet after someone opened fire.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
No one is talking about this.
Starting over in Kansas City with the big news that voters have rejected the stadium tax measure that would have funded luxury renovations for the Kansas City Chiefs and help fund a new baseball stadium for the Kansas City Royals. Now, what's more American than denying an increase in taxes? Give me that tea. It's going in the harbor. So let me bring you up to speed here. The increase in sales tax was proposed to provide more funding for the Truman Sports Complex, which would create a new baseball stadium for the Royals and update Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. The people of Jackson County, however, are already paying an increase in sales taxes that was passed back in 2010 and used to renovate the Truman Sports Complex. This new measure would increase that same tax for the next 40 years. Over 78,000 tax-paying citizens voted no on this tax increase, with the final tally being 58.1% voting no, with 41.9% voting yes. The Royals offered $1 billion of their own money, while the Chiefs offered $300 million from their own end. Put the Royals baseball team to the side for a second. You're the Kansas City Chiefs right now. You've won the last 2 Super Bowls, which is the biggest game on the planet, and also have the best quarterback on the planet. Your owner, Clark Hunt, his family is worth $24.8 billion from the famous oil fields out in Texas. You've actually asked, without shame, the people of Jackson County, whose median income is $37,000 a year, to fund your luxury upgrades to your football stadium. An absolute disgrace, all while your own die-hard fans probably spent a good portion of their own income just to get into a game to sit in the nosebleeds. Make no mistake, the first renovations this tax would benefit would be the luxury and signature suites, as any tax usually benefits. Now, this isn't about restabilizing the structural beams of the stadium or increasing the security to make the stadium safer. Those against the tax measure complained of the lack of transparency from the ownership groups and team presidents, as the details of what the funds would be used for have remained largely withheld from the public. Now imagine this, asking the public for $50 million a year for the next 40 years, and then not giving any details on what the money would be used for. The ownership group might as well relocate to Washington, D.C. and call themselves the federal government. And by the way, any renovations on that stadium would be correlated to benefit the 1%, as the average price of one single ticket to a Chiefs football game is a whopping $419. You're not talking about bringing your own sons to the football game for the day, because that would be a mortgage payment or a rent payment. Corporate welfare is when those in power take money from the lower class to pay for their own luxurious toys. Jackson County, however, just showed what collective power can do. Now leave a comment if you'd like to be featured in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe if you thought this was an insightful video. No Politics Podcast, new episodes of The Bullock each and every week on YouTube, along with new episodes of the podcast on Spotify. And I will see you then.